Two witches, one friendship, and the science that explains why it couldn't last. It's not magic, it's reinforcement history, and I'm here with ABA to explain everything. I'm a board-certified behavior analyst, and today we're diving into the world of Wicked, not through the usual lens of who's the hero, who's the villain, but through applied behavior analysis. Because here's the truth. Elphaba and Glinda aren't opposites because one is good and one is evil. They're opposites because their environment shaped them that way. So grab your broom or your bubble and let's break down how learning histories, reinforcement patterns, and good old ABA shape two witches into two completely different behavioral masterpieces. Let's begin with Elphaba. From her very first moments in the story, she's swimming in a sea of punishment. ABA explains that punishment doesn't teach compliance, it teaches withdrawal, avoidance, and escape. And Elphaba, she becomes the resilience queen. Every time Elphaba tries to engage socially, and I mean every time, something aversive happens. People stare, they whisper, they recoil, some literally flinch. This is what ABA calls socially mediated negative punishment, meaning she loses access to social connection the moment she tries. And trust me, when the world punishes you for simply existing, something interesting happens. Compliance stops being worthwhile. Elphaba learns, even if I try to fit in, I get rejected. So why bother? And that right there is how you get escaped maintained behavior. Elphaba's behavior is driven by escape and values. She stops trying to appease people, not because she's rebellious by nature, but because her environment taught her approval is unreliable, punishment is guaranteed. Being good doesn't make people treat you better. Being honest feels better than being fake. So when she stands up to authority, when she challenges the wizard, when she risks her entire future to free oppressed animals, she's not being traumatic. She's engaging in value-based reinforcement. That's an ABA term meaning what I'm doing feels right to me, even if everyone else hates it. So why is Elphaba defying gravity behaviorally? When she sings, I'm through accepting limits because someone says they're so. This is pure rule-breaking behavior created by a lifetime of useless rules. In ABA, rule-governed behavior usually works like this. Follow rules, get reinforced. Break rules, get punished. Elphaba's version was follow rules, get punished. Break rules, still get punished, but at least it feels like something to me. So of course she defects, of course she pushes back, of course she rebels. When the environment never rewards compliance, non-compliance is the logical behavior. Now let's glide over to Glinda. Glinda is the human embodiment of positive reinforcement. She has lived her entire life wrapped in praise, attention, admiration, applause, giggles, sparkles. You get the idea. When Glinda breathes, people clap. When she waves, people squeal. When she twirls a wand, someone faints from glee. This is what ABA calls a rich reinforcement history, meaning her environment is a slot machine that always pays out if she behaves the way other people want. Glinda's behavior is attention maintained. Everything Glinda does, every hair flip, every speech, every kindness, every manipulative moment is shaped by social reinforcement, aka I behave, therefore people like me. So she follows rules, keeps peace, maintains status, avoids controversy, clings to approval, dresses like a walking reinforcement. Because the environment taught her, you get good things when people like you. Here's where it gets fun. Glinda's entire identity is built on a house of cards known as social approval. So even when she wants to do the moral thing, she hesitates. Why? Because for Glinda, dissent equals loss for reinforcement. She's been conditioned to avoid disapproval the way most people avoid spiders. When Elphaba has nothing to lose socially, Glinda has everything to lose. Their behaviors aren't moral opposites. They're motivating operation opposites. In ABA, motivating operations or MOs, are conditions that change how badly you want something, the value of the reinforcer, or they change how likely you are to do the behavior to get that thing. So an MO is basically the why now behind behavior, and not just what something wants, but how badly they want it, and what conditions make that stronger or weaker. Elphaba's MOs. She's been punished for social behavior, so they're not motivating for her. Justice, truth, and independence have been powerful reinforcers. That's normally how she gets reinforced. So when the wizard manipulates Oz, her MO for moral action shoots up. Glinda's MOs. She has constant access to social approval. It's been her most stable reinforcer her whole life. She's deprived of authentic connection, which is why Elphaba starts to matter to her. But when forced to choose, the MO for keeping her social world intact is stronger than the MO for rebellion. Here's a recap. Elphaba's environment says your existence is a problem. You won't be rewarded for fitting in. We will punish you no matter what. So she resists, challenges authority, questions rules, defies expectations, protects others, and holds strong values. These behaviors are shaped by her punishment history and value-based reinforcement. Glinda's environment says, stay cute and agreeable, and we will adore you. Fit in and be rewarded. Don't disrupt the system that loves you. So she conforms, accommodates, avoids conflicts, performs, protects her status. These behaviors are shaped by her positive reinforcement history and rule-governed behavior. So what looks like good witch versus bad witch is actually different learning histories, different reinforcement patterns, different motivating operations, different cost-benefit calculations, different access to rewards. They are mirror images created by environmental forces. Glinda clings to structure because the structure rewards her. Elphaba destroys the structure because the structure punishes her. Same system, opposite consequences, opposite behaviors. And here's where Wicked hits emotionally. When these two become friends, each gives the other access to new reinforcers. Elphaba finally receives acceptance, not always, but enough to matter. Glinda receives authenticity. Someone she's been reinforced deprived forever. She's not had true connection. They start to reshape one another's behavior, and for a moment, their reinforcement histories touch. But the strength of the past learning histories was not strong enough. If you enjoyed this today, I would love a comment or any feedback on what you would like to hear more of, what could be improved. If you have any requests for the next characters we should analyze, books or movies we should talk about, please let me know. And I hope to see you all again very soon.